Do it. What's going on, everybody? You know me, I'm Jon Muscutt, and today we've got another guest, and I'd like to introduce Matt Carroll, who is the brains and the mastermind behind Kentucky Bred Insurance. What's up, Matt? Thanks for joining.
Another lovely day. I really appreciate you having me on your video here. I really do.
Absolutely. Well, let's have a little fun today with this. Let's give some education and get some good tips for some people who are in the market to buy some homes and how insurance plays into that role. Let's start off, man. Tell me a little bit about your company, where you're at, and what you guys got going on over there. But first, this little hat that I got that you dropped off for me, I'm gonna put that on and distract everybody.
Good. I like that. Yeah, we like to give out some swag. So
yeah.
Well, I'll keep it short and sweet. We're right in the heart of J-Town, where Watterson Trail and Taylorsville Road intersect. We're just across from the hardware store. So you can find
Gaslight District.
Huh?
Gaslight District.
Yeah, right in the Gaslight District, right where they have the Gaslight Festival every year. And then with that said, we are a personal lines insurance agency. And we're independent. Some people call that a brokerage. So we're able to shop or broker your policies through multiple insurance carriers, which ultimately is a very good thing for you because we do a lot of the legwork of checking your rates through multiple companies.
Yeah, that's something I was going to talk to you about. So as far as being someone that can check multiple companies, how does that compare to a company that maybe just has one option or one quote option when you're looking at pricing?
Well, of course, yeah. So if just fundamentally, it just makes sense. If you're going to protect something that, quite frankly, could be the biggest purchase of your life, it makes sense to talk to a few different companies that offer that service. So we essentially do that for you. There are a few agencies that really just promote their own product, and they kind of serve their company more so than their client. Now they're good, they do a lot of good things, but it is good to get multiple options, and we do that for you. So
sure.
It makes it easy. Yeah.
Sure. Well, let's talk about mortgage payments. So with the mortgage payment, you have your principal, so you're paying down your loan. You have your interest, which is that bummer payment that you don't get back, that people pay way too much of. You got your property taxes, and then your fourth thing is going to be your insurance, your homeowner's insurance. So that plays a big role in your monthly payment. So I get questions a lot of times, well, how much is my homeowner's insurance going to be? So obviously I don't attempt to make that guess. So I'll usually leave it up to the experts, but.
Oh my goodness. You're a good real estate agent.
Of course. I'm not going to just throw something out from under the hat. So, so give me a rundown of, what do you base the insurance, your homeowner's insurance off of? Is it like price of the home, size, age, location? Tell me a little bit about that.
It's everything you mentioned, plus really, truly hundreds of other data points. I mean, it really, really is. A lot of that is in the background. The insurance companies are getting more and more sophisticated, and they still keep it simple for us agents. We don't see the hundreds of items, but we do see the dozens and dozens. So everything that you just mentioned, definitely the age of the home, the year the roof was replaced or updated, because that is a very common claim is, hail damage and wind damage on a roof. So if you've got a new roof, they cut you a better rate than someone that maybe has a 15 or 20-year-old roof. But literally, we run an estimated replacement cost calculation that tells us what it would take to replace the home that you're buying in today's dollars. And it's basically just a fancy calculator that asks a bunch of questions, such as the square footage, the year the home was built, whether it's brick or frame, the foundation type, how many bathrooms, how elaborate is your kitchen, and some of your finishing materials, what type of roof you have, so on and so forth. Do you have an attached garage, detached? Do you have a nice wraparound porch? Do you not? So a lot of that we're able to pull from public record and some tax databases that we have, but a lot of it we like to confirm with our homeowners, of course, because it is going to be your home, and you should have the most accurate, up-to-date info.
So I'm going to put you on the spot here. So I'm going to go out. I'm going to buy a $300,000 house. How much is my insurance going to be for homeowners?
That is impossible for me to accurately give you with that little of information.
So when people are going out to get a loan on a new home, a lot of times the lender is giving the home buyer kind of an estimate of what their possible interest or insurance payments are going to be. Now that's good, but they're not truly digging deep as you would dig. So, I would assume you would recommend, if someone is looking to purchase a home, that they would reach out to an actual insurance agent as opposed to just relying on what the lender's estimated number is.
Yes, throughout this process, you really do want to be proactive. I mean, you really, really do. And personally, finance and insurance, that's my jam. I love it. I'm kind of one of those geeky nerds, and I get it if you're not. It is definitely not for everyone. But while you're spending tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars, it is the time to be proactive, ask good questions, and do a little research. And there's plenty of good people in this city and surrounding areas that really will go out of their way to help you. So, but to answer your question, it is just that. That's an estimate, and it's a quick one. I'm not exactly sure how a loan officer gets that. Lenders are really, really good at lending money, and insurance agents are really, really good about helping you with your insurance. So it is important to speak with an agent and get a very accurate quote. It is.
Yeah, and I've run across a couple times where, first-time home buyers maybe don't have a whole lot of money saved up, and they're approved for, let's just say, $150,000. They buy a $150,000 house, and they come to find out that they're kind of in trouble because their insurance number might be a little more than they had originally planned, and it kind of makes it to where we're really, really trying to squeeze in them buying that home. So to your point, yeah, it's super important to make sure we get as accurate as a number as we can on that insurance. So
it is, and it really should be a pretty quick thing. From time to time, I will speak with a prospective client that says, I've been waiting for my quotes to come back for a week or two now, and I should have them any day now. And really, that it shouldn't take that long. If you call your agent and you're looking to get a homeowner's quote, even if he or she's pretty busy for the day, it really shouldn't take more than a business day or two. I mean, it really shouldn't.
Yeah.
So be proactive about it and get the quote quick, and then the mystery's gone. You'll know what it'll be.
Right on. Well, I think one of the big myths and things that I hear is a lot of people, when they're out shopping for insurance, they think, oh, well, this is the cheapest option. That's what I'm going to go with. And, I know, and obviously, that's not always the case. So elaborate on that a little bit and kind of break that myth that just because it's the cheapest option, it's what they should go with. It's the best option. So.
Yeah. So when you're shopping for homeowners insurance, most of the time, the insurance agent is going to give you the annual cost. So the full year, right? And
Right.
the difference between, let's say, $980 and $1,100 is a whopping $120, right? What is that on a monthly basis? It's $10. Will $10 affect your life in any way, shape, or form on a monthly basis, John?
No.
It
Not
won't.
necessarily.
It really won't. So
a couple cups of coffee at Starbucks, maybe.
a couple cups of coffee, maybe a Netflix subscription that you may or may not already be paying for, but
Right.
But yeah, so there are a couple of endorsements that we always highly recommend. Water can cause quite a bit of problems and headaches for new homeowners. So we like to add an endorsement that alleviates some of that problem, because a lot of water problems that can occur really aren't covered under a normal homeowner policy.
Mm-hmm.
And to add it might be as little as $7 or $8 a month.
Right.
So when you're comparing a couple of quotes, if one of them's $100 cheaper, it's worth looking into both quotes still, because that $100 might be the best $100 that you've ever spent. And another good example would be really with the deductible. A lot of times, especially the first-time home buyers, if you're kind of stretching your budget to get in that home, it's totally cool. Most people do that. I did it myself. No regrets, right? But it's tempting to take a higher deductible in that first year or two because it may save you $100 or $200 per year. But really, what I've found over the last 8 years or so, it's fairly common to have a claim in the first couple of years that you buy a home. It's an unfamiliar home. You're not quite sure of what's common to happen to that home when it rains really hard or if there's a windstorm and things like that. And the last thing that you need if you're stretching it thin is to get hit with a big deductible like $2,500 or more. So I would encourage newer home buyers to go on and pay an extra $8 to $10 a month and keep that deductible low. It very well could really save you a lot of headache.
Yeah, that's good advice, especially for those people that are squeezing that home in that, may not have that extra money saved up. So last thing you want to do is, buy this house that you love and then something breaks or, and then you're stuck paying a huge deductible on top of that.
Yeah.
So,
and it sounds counterintuitive. What do you mean, Matt? I'm already stretching it thin. Yeah. Why do you want me to spend an extra, $8 to $15 a month for this water endorsement and a lower deductible? Trust me.
But you're looking out for them down the road, which, you would hope to think most people are doing that, but it's not always the case. People don't always have other people in their best interest. So I think that's one of the good things to go with somebody, a local person who can communicate
and selfishly, I gotta admit, I do it for myself a bit too, because when I do answer the phone and you've got a claim situation, I want to be able to give you good news. Hey, you've only got $1,000 deductible. You guys can come up with that. Insurance company's taking care of the rest. Hey, the water that is 7 inches deep in your basement right now, it is covered because we added that endorsement. So those are the conversations. I still don't like to have those, but that's much more pleasant than saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We didn't do that. So definitely.
Good. Yeah, for sure. And, whenever I write a contract for a buyer, a client of mine, and we get that contract accepted, I'm usually telling them, hey, you need to go ahead and plan for, get on the phone this week and talk to your insurance agent, go ahead and get that conversation started. I know in our contract, it allows, X amount of days before we do, before that person obtains insurance, but I always like to see it happen earlier rather than later, just so there's no surprises down the road. So, yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you being here. I know we've covered a little bit. There's tons of things we didn't cover that could be covered, but wanted to kind of just get a few things out that were real estate related. And your info's on the bottom. But what's the best way for people to get a hold of you, Matt?
Whatever way is best for you is what I always say. So we're text friendly. You can shoot us an email. You can go onto our website and submit just a quick intake form. I think it asks your name, email, and any comments. And you can always call us as well. We're happy to talk on the phone.
Cool. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you being here. Excited you're here. And, hope you have a great rest of the week and a successful business is continuing forward, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. You got it, man. Talk to you later.
See ya.